Folks, it's time to buckle up because the Russell Wilson to the Chicago Bears rumors are about to take off. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan and you are not subscribed to the channel, I don't know why, but please make sure to hit that big red subscribe button. Please make sure to hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a video just like this one, guys, and make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms. With that being said, got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. So, besides the Deshaun Watson news, the Russell Wilson topic now has become the biggest quarterback storyline of the offseason, right? It was all about Deshaun. He's the big fish, big prize out there. Every team wants him that needs a quarterback. And now, Russell Wilson has become the story because obviously Russell Wilson reportedly, it's not as adamant, but reportedly wants out of Seattle. The Seahawks and Russell Wilson are not on the same page. And Russell Wilson even gave his list of teams. Obviously, we know that ESPN mentioned it, of the teams that he would prefer to be traded to. Okay, so Russell Wilson has become part of that big fish now with Deshaun Watson. So he's the big name out there. And I've mentioned to you guys, obviously, about the Bears and how desperate the Bears are for a quarterback. And now we've got a new wrinkle in the Russell Wilson to the Bears sweepstakes, if you will, whatever you want to call it, okay? ESPN came out with a report, Jeremy Fowler, I believe, which basically talked about the fact that Russell Wilson is intrigued by the Bears for a couple of reasons, okay? The emerging offensive line, apparently, and the fact that they have a solid offensive-minded head coach in Matt Nagy. Oh, and he also wants to see what the Bears are going to do this offseason. Okay, so a lot to unpack there, okay? So this is a legitimate source. This is from ESPN. Jeremy Fowler, I believe, is a reporter who mentioned this. And so, again, a lot to unpack here. So we heard, I guess, emerging O-line, solid offensive-minded head coach, and what the Bears are going to do in the offseason. All right, I'm not sure if Russell Wilson watched a lot of Bears games last season, but the offensive line was not very good. Now, they were not the worst offensive line in the league, but certainly not one of the best. But it is, in a way, emerging, I would say. We've got some young talent on the offensive line, and it played a lot better when we had what? A mobile quarterback behind center, okay? When we had the statue that is Nick Foles, who can't move from a spot, the offensive line was awful. It kept collapsing, and of course, Nick Foles kept getting hit. But when we inserted Mitchell Trubisky, a mobile quarterback who actually has the ability to run, a la Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, the offensive line improved drastically. So the Bears' offensive line still is not elite by any means. But when you do put a mobile quarterback behind that offensive line, it is serviceable, and I would say more so than that, okay? Average could be above average, okay? So, okay, Russ, I'm not going to say emerging, but I'll say average, okay? And then solid offensive-minded head coach in Matt Nagy, okay? Here's the thing, folks, okay? You guys know I'm not the biggest Matt Nagy fan. A lot of you guys aren't either. Maybe it's time we start giving Matt Nagy a little bit more respect because it seems like he has more respect than we think around the league, okay? Matt Nagy has not produced offensively for the Chicago Bears in his time here. Okay, we've made the playoffs, 2 out of 3 years, mainly because of the defense, right? It's been the defense, and Matt Nagy's offense, go look at all the numbers, has struggled. It's been a bottom third offense. So, when we hear the talk about offensive genius, solid offensive mind, it doesn't really register with me because the data doesn't back it up. Now, Matt Nagy, that first year, super creative, loved the schemes that he was coming out with. And, you could see that, okay, this guy is definitely a little creative. But again, the results weren't there. Now, you can certainly make the argument, hey, Faiz, when you got an incompetent quarterback under center, you're not going to be able to produce offensively no matter who the coach is, right? So obviously with Nick Foles, with Mitchell Trubisky, you're not going to have that. So if we had a Russell Wilson, if we had a Deshaun Watson in the past 3 years, what if the offense is really good? So that is a point I'm going to take where if this is in fact what Russ is saying, that Matt Nagy is a solid offensive coach, sure, so be it. And I've told you this, even if you don't believe he is that, he is definitely a good leader. I would say a very good leader, or else he would not be here still with the Bears, because a lot of teams, a lot of coaches, they would have lost the locker room by now. And Matt Nagy has not done that. Guys still like playing for him. They still like being in Chicago, and they do like Matt Nagy. So, again, like I said, solid offensive-minded coach. Hard for me to give that much respect and credit to Matt Nagy, but okay. I guess we need to start doing that. And then finally, what are the Bears going to do in the offseason? Okay, so this part, I believe, is kind of signaling towards Allen Robinson, right? Do you keep Allen Robinson or do you let him go? And I've been a firm believer in telling you guys that I believe A-Rob is getting tagged or he's getting extended. I don't see Allen Robinson leaving Chicago. I'll reiterate the point here, which is the Bears are desperate, okay? Let me repeat that. Desperate, all right? Remember that word, desperate, for a quarterback upgrade this offseason, okay? And not just a decent one. I'm talking about a major quarterback upgrade. If that is the case, you are going to want to keep your best offensive weapon by far, which is Allen Robinson, okay? So that is why I believe Allen Robinson is getting tagged. For sure, he's staying. I'm not sure if he's going to get extended or tagged. We're looking more likely he's going to get franchise tagged, okay? So I believe that's kind of what Russ maybe is alluding to here. And, so that's probably what he wants to see, because obviously if you trade for Russell Wilson or even a Deshaun Watson and they come here, you don't want to have to gut the entire roster and you have nobody for them to play with. That was the entire point for them to come here, so they could compete for Super Bowls, okay? So you got to give them some weapons. Look, as far as these rumors and these reports, they are seemingly coming out every single day now. I'm sure you guys see them. I certainly see them. Here's kind of how I'm taking everything, okay? I'm not, saying that, okay, we are absolutely going to get Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson. But what I am sensing here is it's much, much, much more serious than people think, and it's much realer than people think, okay? I'm telling you guys this. When teams get desperate, they tend to do things that we don't expect. I brought this up in the other video. Nobody expected Ryan Pace to pull off the Khalil Mack trade, and it happened. All right, so just keep that in mind. And also, again, the biggest obstacle is what? Seattle has to trade Russell Wilson. Houston has to trade Deshaun Watson. So point being is, it is still going to be insanely difficult because these teams still have to agree to a trade. But I am telling you that I believe the Bears are the most desperate team in the entire NFL in this offseason to upgrade the quarterback position. You can bet your good hard-earned dollar that the Bears, Ryan Pace, and the front office is going to do everything in their power to try and acquire Russell Wilson, to try and acquire a Deshaun Watson. I think they're going to exhaust all options. I'm telling you right now, I feel, pretty solid right now. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I'm not going to be one of those guys that says, oh, this is like a 0.00005% chance. There's no chance of this happening. It's a pipe dream. I don't think it's a pipe dream. I really don't. In Seattle, another report came out that they are listening to offers. They may not be actively calling teams, but they're listening to offers. Okay? The NFL world is changing, folks. I'm telling you. All right? The NBA went through this, years ago with LeBron James and sort of the player empowerment and guys leaving teams and stars going to other teams. I'm telling you, we could be seeing something similar here in the NFL. Just because it's been one way for so long doesn't mean it has to be that way forever. Okay? Deshaun Watson is trying to do something unprecedented, and now Russell Wilson might be looking to do that as well. So just keep your eyes open and keep, some hope here, because I certainly am. And let's see what happens here. But I feel really good about these rumors. I feel really good about these reports. Hashtag rush to Chicago. I would love it for it to happen, obviously. But I will keep you guys updated as soon as I get other information. With that being said, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree, as always. Thanks for watching.